Are you someone who wants it all? Because I am. I want it all. I really, truly want it all. I think it is so okay for us humans to say that we want it all. So today we're going to make sure that we also can receive it all and have it all. And we're going to talk about resistance, resisting the one thing that we want to attract into our experience, because that can happen. And we are also going to discuss a couple of things in regards to manifest without evidence. When we want to change a certain circumstance in our life, or we want to turn our reality, we want to make a shift, make a change, we want to break some certain type of patterns in our lives, we want to release the struggle and so forth, we can sometimes feel it is a little bit, challenging, because we don't fully see or know how that can happen or how it is supposed to happen, because we don't have the experience from before. And this is our human self that is perceiving it as a challenge, but it isn't. This is something very beautiful, and we can overcome that very quickly. In the beginning of me, like making my life and turning my life very different from that I've had it from before, and really like living the life from my true self and how I wanted to live my life, it felt a little difficult for me to understand how I could create a new reality for myself that was very different from before, that I didn't really have the blueprint for. I didn't really feel that that was normal to me. I felt just that it was something, almost something I couldn't really touch, because I hadn't had that experience from before. So just to give you some examples, that was in regards to unconditional love. I couldn't really like feel, sense, understand like how is conditionally love, like how is that seen, or what type of actions do I take daily, what type of actions and what type of attitudes, or how do people behave towards me when they are unconditionally loving me. But it has also been in other terms, as if, okay, how can I feel that I'm actually enjoying trips, and I'm not feeling that I'm anxious about the trips and need to detailed plan everything. So I plan so much so I don't go on those trips in the end, because I'm getting so overwhelmed and so tired of all the planning process in regards to this. And how can it be like freeing? How can it be like feel so like what I desire to feel like, and how can I like really tap into, the free spirit that I'm actually am within myself, that I actually feel that I am, but haven't maybe really yet tapped into her. My dream career, and my career where I feel that I'm purposed to do. That was also a thing for me. There are certain things in my daily life as well that I have like this, I don't know, how does that feel, or what type of life am I living then? I think, and especially us people who are very interested in these kind of embodiment practices and becoming him or her, and being, the best version of ourselves and all of that, we can sometimes get a little bit, discouraged also, that we don't really know, and we don't really have the evidence for it, that it will happen. It hasn't manifested for us yet. We maybe don't have people around us that we see that is having that life, or whatever it is, and we start to feel discouraged. We start to doubt the whole process, and that is not what I want for you. That is not what I want for me. So let's get into the conversation in regards to that. I will give you 3 examples today how it is that we are keeping ourselves in a struggle mode and not making it easy for ourselves, and how we can really attract that one thing that we want for ourselves. Okay, so think through a certain type of situation. I will give you 3 different type of examples how that can look like. So let's take the dating example, because it's a very simple example. Most people have been dating, so we know what it is about, right? So let's say that you want to meet your dream partner, and you're starting to go on a lot of dates. You're really cheerful about going on the dates. You're really starting to get into the vibes, and you're feeling like, yeah, I'm starting to attract this kind of movement for myself. I'm starting to get more outgoing. I'm starting to give myself and open up a different type of opportunities for me to meet this person. And yeah, I'm just feeling a lot in my zone right now, and a lot in my vibe. Great. Okay, things will happen. I'm in a good state. I'm a good vibration. I'm just keeping positive. Like, yes, this will work out so great. Then you have a date. Then you're coming home from that date and you start to questioning, like, oh, this wasn't really what I wanted. Okay, so this didn't work out either. This person didn't seem as what I wanted. Or you maybe date a person for a while and then like you stop dating the person, just like, okay, great, again. So what was it this time? Your mind starts, focus on all of this kind of evidence that you are still in your old version, that you're still in your old experience, and you're starting to build up this inner resistance. So every single time where you are having these thoughts, you build a little bit of a crumble, what is it called? Like a little bit of a, okay, I don't find the word for that you are not living the reality you want, that you're not attracting in what it is that you want, the one thing that you want, and you're building up this kind of evidence, and you're building up this kind of resistance, this kind of feeling of that, it gets like harder and harder and more difficult every single time I meet someone. I'm not finding the one, so it is getting more and more difficult for me. That is what's happening subconsciously in your mind. So that is one example of how it is that we build up our resistance. Another great example how we build resistance is that we want to transition. This has been a big part of mine. Like we are want to shift our circumstances. We want to like transition into another job, and in the current job where we are in, we're not feeling fulfilled. And we see that in order for me to feel fulfilled, I need to move to another situation. First and foremost, you have to feel fulfilled within and then you can move. But that's another discussion, right? That's kind of the resistance in itself. But also, let's say that you are like, yeah, I'm starting to like my job now, or I'm starting to get like in this mood of like, I don't care so much any longer. I know that I will be able to find a new job, or I know that I will be able to build my own business. Everything will work out perfectly. I kind of enjoy where I'm just being and enjoying the journey, and you're getting into that kind of vibe. Every single day when you come home, you're annoyed about something that happened at work, of something that showed that you are not being able to, you maybe didn't have time to work on your side hobby that day, for instance. Let's say it like that. So then you start to pay attention to that, like, oh, today again. This day again, like the whole week, I've been wanting to give a little bit more space for my side hobby, and every day this week it haven't happened. I haven't had time. I've been coming home, been feeling tired, and my energy is just like running out, and once again you're starting to create the evidence again for the circumstances that you already have, the experience that you already have, and what you don't want. Instead, what we have to look into here is that we really have to see through that, okay, where is this leading me? Where do I see evidence for what's to come? So when we're talking about, not having any evidence, we actually do. Our evidence is our desire. And our evidence is whatever we see in our external world where this kind of desire reflects onto us. So what we have to do is that we have to change the gear, we have to change the view, the perspective, the angle. We have to change our tunnel vision towards where in my circumstances do I see that I'm actually going in the right direction. And we need to feed into that experience. We need to feed into that certain type of energy. So we create that loop, and our mind is starting like getting the focus instead into the new experience that we want to create for ourselves. So you can choose to notice the difficulties versus like the difficulties and like what's resistance, how we build up resistance through seeing things as difficult. So you can start to look at, okay, here's loving couples. I don't have these loving couples. Okay, now I'm being invited to this friends party and friends dinner, and it's only couples that sucks. You can go into that one, make it difficult for yourself, or you can make it easy for yourself, choosing the path to least resistance. And you do that by, okay, wow, I see a lot of couples around here. Okay, wow, that means that my desire is reflected. So my desire is being heard. My desire is actually right here, right now, materialized in the 3D. I see my desire is here. Any second now, it will even be even more so manifested. My desire will be even more so in my sphere, so I will meet the one, right? I can pay attention to that. Wow, I'm getting invited to this friends dinners, and there's a lot of couples here. I'm just gonna embrace myself in their vibration. Like, how does it feel to be really loving towards themselves? Like, how does couples look like? Have your inspiration sources. Instead, see them as expanders into your life. Make it easy for yourself. Don't choose struggle. Don't choose resistance. Make it easy for yourself. And yeah, it's really easy to say that when we are not in that resistance bubble, okay? Wow, I deal with my resistant things every single day. But in order for us to really attract the one thing that we want, we must be aware. We must be focused on creating things and creating new kind of evidence for ourselves, right? So many times when I've been thinking of like, okay, I don't have the evidence for it, and how can I create without manifest and create without evidence? For me, it's more so like, how can I collect evidence for my desire instead? How can I see my desire already being out here, feeling into that vibration? And those days I'm not able to do it or as much. Okay, great. I have a new moment to do so. I have a new moment to choose that. I don't need to be hard on myself, because that is also the hard way, the struggle way, the resistance way. If it feels heavy, difficult for me right now to tune into the vibration of these couples, great. Then I will have to deal with that first, and I will go through that first. It's okay for me to do that as well. Like, accept where you are on your journey, what feels the least resistance to you again. But after a while, where you're noticing when you can turn these evidence into like your favor, so to say, it's really powerful. It's truly powerful, and suddenly your manifestations, your desires, they're here. They're here right in front of you. This is why I talk about this so much, actually, because every single time when I've been wanting to make a big change in my life, or a small change for that matter as well, when I release the resistance, it's when the desires really show up fully. Last example, how it is that you can build up this kind of resistance and making it more difficult for you than easy for yourself is what should we take? Like, you want to have an easy life. This is a good one also. You want to feel that things are easier for you. You want to feel that you maybe don't need to work so many hours, or you want to, relax a little bit more. You feel that you don't need to, push and press and have so much stress in your daily life. And every single day you are excited waking up and just like, this day is going to be smooth. And then a lot of things happen, and in the end of the day, you're sitting through overtime or whatever it is, or you feel really tired, you feel that you don't have so much energy left, and so forth. And that is the resistance that you're building up again. See me here? So you're building up the resistance by, I wanted this for myself this morning, but look at me here now. Now I'm sitting and working again these 2 extra hours. Now I made it difficult for me once again. You're collecting the evidence and you're building it up, and you feel this kind of harshness, this even more so pressure coming into yourself. Or in the end of the day, you're just like, okay, I picture myself that I would be done with a certain type of things, but I'm still not done with those things. I still have those on my checklist to do. So I guess that I didn't manage this day either to create a more easier, calm, and just more chill and relaxed life. Well, okay, if that's the thing that you're basing your having a chill, relaxed life upon, then yeah, then you make it difficult for yourself. You make it difficult for yourself. So in this example, we have to look in through, how are we doing things difficult by perceiving something as being the result of, or perceiving something as being the evidence of that we are not having what it is that we want, or having that one thing right now. So instead we kind of look at, right, that, oh yeah, you know what, I had this amazing rest today, or I have a big nap this day, and or I follow my inspiration throughout the whole day, and even though it didn't work out exactly how I wanted it to be. I know that those kind of inspirational parts where I just follow my inspiration and did what I was inspired to do, that is the evidence of that I am turning and tuning into this kind of ease mentality and tuning into feeling more relaxed and chill throughout my days and not feeling that I have so much stress and pressure and so forth, right? So we can really look into this in different type of ways, but this is some of the ways how we are building up this kind of resistance, and you can see it through to make it clear for you now. When we start to question our reality, or we start to question we see, we start to ask like, when does it arrive? Why hasn't it arrived yet? We start to ask those kind of questions, so to say, or we feel that, why did this happen again? This happened again. I didn't want this, but it happened again. We continue to pay attention to that, what we are subscribing to, our reality and our experiences that we already have. So I want you for today that you take something in your life that is a big deal to you, that you really feel that this is a big deal for me. I really want to attract this one thing into my life, and make it very simple for you, like 1 to 2 sentences about that one, so you're really clear about what that is. Just tap in from your heart. What's your desire? Don't judge it. What's your desire right here, right now? Because this is just to open up the discussion for yourself and the awareness for yourself in regards to resistance. And then what you do next is that you look at, how many times have I created some certain type of resistance to this situation? You add certain type of situations, thoughts, feelings where it haven't felt good, or where it have felt a little bit more difficult, or where it have felt a little bit more like, oh, now this happened again, right? So go through, if you don't feel good about a situation today, feel into it. What happened? What have happened, right? Can I go back a little bit and see what thoughts have I had today around this? What have I been feeling about it, right? Really tune into that, and then you will start to see how you're actually helping out and feeding this kind of resistance and building up resistance even more, instead of attracting the thing that you want, attracting to your experience with ease, and also doing it the fun way, right? Okay, that was all for me today. I hope that you enjoyed and liked this one. Let me know what you thought about this episode, and I'm looking forward to talk to you next time. As always, take good care of yourself. Keep on listening to your within talks. Bye.